Welcome to the Coffee Bar Stories,
A DTZ Entertainment Presentation.
hosted by Dad and Son.
All right, look at this. We're at episode 17. We thought we'd do the having a bad day on the job type stories of people we worked with, or you may know. We're going to give you all some stories from bad days on some of the jobs I've worked and my son's worked through the years. And basically we'll keep it kind of light. We won't throw nobody's names and addresses and emails and we won't get that, but you'll get some of the things that we'll probably get into. You'll even have to be like, oh yeah, I know somebody's been there and stuff. So all right, son, I'll let you start. Any early years jobs that had some bad, but not for you necessarily. Bad days is for somebody that you just was like, oh Lord.
Actually, yeah. The first job I had, it was at like a burger place. And our grill guy, I guess, just was already having a bad day the entire morning. But when I came in, there was like a 20 top or something that came in.
Oh no.
Yeah, and they went up and were talking to a server, and the grill guy's just getting frustrated. And then all of a sudden, the server comes up to him, tells him that that's not the end of it. It's not just the 20 top. It's actually like 60 more people are coming in. It's like an entire graduating class or some shit like that. We don't know what the occasion is, but it's just something that big. A lot of people are coming. The poor dude is constantly having to. He was trying to compose himself. He was like, all right, I'm not gonna fly off the handle here. He's like, need the job, can't do this, gonna try. He was like, I'm gonna give it the good old try before I say fuck it and leave. So
I don't blame him.
yeah, so it goes through the evening, and everybody, the whole entire party finally shows up and whatnot. And halfway through, they're making everything and then sending it out as he's making it, basically. And instead of just making it all at once and then sending it out, because I guess the party wanted it to just, once it's done, send it out. That way they can.
Okay, just fill in the order as.
But it started as he was sending them out. He was starting to get orders coming back saying that he's made them wrong. And it's a bunch of people being nitpicky about a lot of things. Like, I didn't want pickles on this or something like that, but never told the server to write it on the ticket. It's basically telling you now what you wanted on your sandwich after they've already done and made it for you.
That, or if it's not even their sandwich, brought to the wrong person, maybe.
No, that night we were making sure we had the entire kitchen. As he was done making it, we were taking out. It was the only tables we had that night. We were all getting it out to the right people. We were making sure.
Okay.
So there was no error in our part. It was definitely like people just being
changing their order in the mid-drift of it.
Mm-hmm.
You get people that will do that.
Yeah, and this poor guy is constantly just having to remake stuff, and he finally just said, I'm out, and he left that night. I mean, the manager's like, nope, good, you can go. Like, he didn't walk out. He gave up and basically said, can somebody please take this away from me? And had the manager come and relieve him of his shift. But you can tell this man was just the entire day, and he had to stay 3 hours extra because of the party that came in. I felt bad for the guy.
And the burgers shop like that too. You're not paid.
Oh, you're definitely
not
paid enough for the amount of shit that he had to go through that night.
And you're not gonna end up getting any accurates for it. It's sad. Customers are not good anymore. There's no such thing as a good customer like there used to be. Mm-hmm. You get your rude one here and there, or your picky one here and there, but nothing like it is anymore. It's you see the points getting pushed for no real reason.
Oh yeah.
Almost if they have to, it's almost an addiction that they gotta act like a jackass, I guess. I know when I was younger, I worked as a dish dog at a restaurant. It was a family style restaurant.
Yeah.
And stuff. You know how we got them around here. But it was extremely popular. Everybody went there. You go in there, you'll know at least 3 or 4 tables in there, people that you know from the around town and everything and stuff like that. And I got a job there because Meemaw, she, because of course they were regulars there, coffee and stuff being old. You always had coffee in the morning and stuff. Mm-hmm. So she got me a job there while I was in high school doing dishes, half your shift, and then you bus tables the other half, or vice versa, because there's two guys on usually.
Oh, okay.
And you take out the trash at night and throughout the night. And one night we were doing tables. I was busting the tables first, and the guy that was working with me was doing the dishes. And I'm busting tables, taking them back, and he's, got a rhythm going and stuff. So we were working really good together, and it was kind of busy, dinner rush and everything. We get through the dinner rush. I go out there, go back out to bust the last of the rush tables are done.
Yeah.
I go in the back, and he's like, all right, time to switch. I said, that's fine, okay. So we switch it up. For some reason this evening, there was an extra rush that came in. Maybe 9 tables showed up.
Oh.
And this place has probably got 15, 16 tables, 17, if not more, plus a counter to sit at. So it's got a seating capacity. But about that many tables, about 7, 8 tables, I hear him cussing out there because he's got to get water out to these tables and these people and everything. And I don't know if they're being rude. I don't know if they're bowlers that were drinking.
Yeah.
You know what it was. But I'm in the back doing dishes, and he's bringing back some of the cleanup dishes for the evening that will break down coffee pots I'm not going to use, stuff like that, and I do certain cleans with them. I'm doing that kind of stuff. Next thing I know, he's out there throwing a fit, cussing. I open the door, look out the door. He has tripped over 2 chairs with tubs.
Oh,
He was overfilled the tubs up of dishes that he left at another table. He brings it in there and he shoves the tub onto the thing, and I just told him, go on, I'll empty it for you real quick. He goes out to get the other tub, and just as he's coming, I don't know what, she's a cook there, and she was done, she was done for the evening.
Okay,
She only works up till dinner rush, and after dinner rush she leaves. And then there's this younger lady cook that finishes out the night,
Okay.
And I think she comes in later too, but the older cook goes out, but she shoves the door. I think she kind of did it all the time, shoves it real big because it's a swing door.
Okay.
Just as she shoved it, he walked into it. It shoved that tub up. All the coffee, water, and everything he's been pouring went down the front of him.
Oh, man.
Oh, it dropped it, too, on top of it. Stuff, and she's freaking out. I go out, help him clean it up. Stuff. He goes to get a different apron and goes to, finish up, busting tables and doing stuff. And guys are asking for sodas. They're asking for this and asking for that. He's running over to get it for him while he's out there because they kind of tell you if you can go get it for him to help the waitresses. Because we were down to maybe 1, 2 waitresses by this point. Closing in probably about 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and these people are on the back half of their dinner by this point. That he's just getting knocked around. I'm in there. I got all the dishes that he's brought in, tubs ready, everything. I go out there to see if I can help him. I go out there. The way this guy was sitting, he was sitting like sideways with his leg hanging out the chair.
Yeah.
And the bus guy that I'm working with, he picks up the tub, and as he turns, he trips over the guy's foot, and just everything goes every damn place. Dude gets kind of shitty to him too, like watch where you're walking or type deal, right? And he picks up the tub, and that guy's still kind of berating him. And I'm walking out to go grab the tub from him, and he just slams it right back down. Go water and stuff that was left in it from the ball, and come flying up, got on the guy and everything. He just walked over it, didn't take off the apron, nothing. Walked on out, got in his car and drove and went home. And I went over there, and a manager or whatever, she came over there and she jumped on the guy's ass for what he did and what he said.
Yeah.
I cleaned up everything, and she told me, you're not coming. Don't come back for a week or so. Don't bother coming back.
Yeah.
For like about a week, because I guess he was a regular there, because I wouldn't know if he's a day regular, because a lot of them come in, I was in high school, so I didn't work during the day there usually. Maybe a Saturday or Sunday, but very seldom. He walked out. He kept his job. They let him come back because the manager said it, and she said it was ridiculous. He just had a bad, every time he turned around, it was something with it. I don't know if he'd smoked pot or something and just got out of control with it, as far as like got the drops and stuff and couldn't get away from it.
Oh, yeah.
That restaurant was strange, though, as far as the way they had it set up and you worked. I appreciate they split you up. If you're dish dogs, you didn't have to stay in the back. You could do tables for a while. And I never really did too much fast food. I mostly, if it was a restaurant, Like, I worked at another restaurant that was in town that it was on the family style too, but all you did was wash the dishes. They didn't allow the dishwashers to go up and bust tables. They just they just came up and grabbed the tubs on the carts. They'd roll a cart back. They had the tubs on them.
Yeah.
If you seen back in my era, if you seen the guys that did dishes that worked during the days and stuff that were dish dogs, they were mostly your drunks. They were not your.
It's the people you don't want to see in public. Basically.
Yeah, you looked at them, you could tell the guys scraffly beards and they just rough looking, not very well kept hygiene wise either. Their best basically is the way as they get it doing the dishes. So and stuff, and I understood why that restaurant did it, but I was doing dishes there, and they had this one dish guy. He was a drunk, but he's kind of like a touch ignorant.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like kicked in the head by a mule, ignorant. You know, you can't pinpoint it on nothing. He may have been slow, but his jerk-ass demeanor of him and attitude, it turned you off. So you couldn't really have sympathy for the dude, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, he was a boozer. Well, I guess the night before, I'm coming in, we'll say 2 o'clock, I start my shift. So he's probably dishwashing from, I don't think they had anybody there. I think he came in like at 10 o'clock till 2. Is what he did dishes to. Okay. And then I'd take over. But I came in at 2 on this one day. He'd been there. And I don't know what happened the night before. What he did, where he's at, what did happen. But I'd come in, I get ready to do the dishes. And I'm in the back area where they keep the stock and stuff at, you know, the canned goods. And stuff like that. While I'm back there smoking a cigarette before I got to start. And I see the police walk in the front door. I could see the cop car pull up alongside the restaurant. The door. I heard the door open, so I knew they walked in. And I come out there and headed into the kitchen. And next thing I know is I come in the kitchen, down the hall from the door I could look out. 2 cops come in and shoved me out of the way and jumped on the dishwasher. And this poor dishwasher, he lifting up the arms to the washer itself. And he's pulling out the rack as they jumped on him. Oh. He goes down. Thank God it was plastic cups he was washing at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Because he took the tray with him when he went down. They took him down. And these cops, one, he got kind of perturbed, you know, cussing. And you know how the police are when they're arresting you and all. He's down there cussing at him and everything and handcuffing him, and they're slipping and sliding around.
Oh my God.
And then he said something smart ass to him. And if you know what a kitchen floor in a family restaurant looks like, especially at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's nothing but a grease pit of slime, you know, especially being over in the area by the dishwashing area. The cook's area was right by it too, so all that grease and everything's there.
Yuck.
They put his face right down on that as they're, you know, working him around. They gave him a good workout with that one. They didn't hurt him, beat him. They just made sure that he understood. They weren't too happy about it. He did something kind of stupid. But I was like, man, now that's a bad day at work.
Oh, definitely.
Because from what I heard from like the waitresses is that he was getting in trouble by the owner and the owner's wife because she was head waitresses and stuff. So I mean, it was just from what I can figure the best, because I didn't really find out too much, was he probably got drunk that night, real wasted, did some kind of stupid things, and didn't get caught or got away that night. Yeah. They found out, or somebody came home to it, to what he had done maybe.
Oh, okay.
And knew he did it or had a camera or whatever and had him, you know, because this is like late 80s, you know, 88, 89 era.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, way back. And, you know, I was in high school at the time, still working, or going to school and doing part-time and stuff. Yeah, they arrested him, dragged him out. I don't know if he came back, though. I don't remember, because I didn't work there too much longer. After that, maybe 6 months more, so who knows what happened with him. Because they had other dishwashing jobs. You see that turn over a lot, too. I worked in a place that also in high school that was now this wasn't a family restaurant. This was like an upscale restaurant. Businessmen go there to eat. They have cloth linens.
Okay. Like a extreme fine dining.
Yeah, fine dining's what it basically was. Because you had dishwashers in the back, and they never came out. Waiters you weren't bus boys. I don't know what they called you. You're like waiters' assistants. You set the tables, you cleared them off, You brought water. If you're 18, you could get them alcohol if they wanted more alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Long as you let your waiter know. Now, the thing with that, you worked with one waiter. You and him split the tip, or you got a percentage of his tips or something like that.
Okay.
I was being there, working there. It was fancy and stuff, and I knew how you wore a bow tie, and I knew what I was doing. I would clean my area up, get it all in the back and stuff like that, and you would separate things for them because you're coming back with the stuff. You're not putting it in a tub. When you go to clean these tables off, you're doing this in a different fashion. It's not like, Applebee's or whatnot to where they got people barking behind you to get at that table.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like that. These are a lot of reservations. They spend time. There's a business guy that actually came every week on, I forget what day it was, but he'd be there hour and a half, 2 hours for dinner, eating, and he did a lot of his work there too.
Oh, okay.
You seen him going through, he'd have his paperwork out and files and whatnot, because he'd take a table by himself, a 4-person table by himself, so he has the space. So when you take the dishes back, you got them all separated, the salad plates and all this, right?
Yeah.
And there was one dish dogs. They were good at what they did and everything. I don't really know what lifestyle they had because I didn't associate with them too much. So, because they were obviously older, 21 and older than me, but if this was college for them work or what. There was one of the people that did what I did. They never separated nothing. They were always shoving dishes back at them. And the person was a pain. It was a female. She was just a pain.
Okay.
And waiters and waitresses could not stand to have her work with them because she'd throw fits about they didn't give her what she was owed on tip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was real young and really, really shady. She was the type of girl that you just didn't trust with anything. I don't know if she thought she was slick. People would overlook things, but she was very obvious in game playing.
Oh, okay.
Trying to always get something over on somebody. It's nothing like a dumb blonde trying to outfool you. She all night, I guess, there was problems out of her with the kitchen staff, cooks included, and the wait staff. And she took a gravy boat and threw it at them with the gravy in it over. And said someone went to walk out. They came. They have this bucket. It's like soapy water that takes stuff that they need to scrub up out of the way in case it's something that's like burnt on or caked on. It's a good 5-gallon bucket of soapy water. They took that out, 2 of them, went all the way out to the waitress. Well, it's not a waitress station. It's a waiting station, but it's where all of us, the waiters and the bussers, all work. They went all the way out to that and dumped that on the back of her when she wasn't looking. Dumped it on her.
Oh,
she let out a yell, and the manager, 30-year-old guy manager type deal, he just come around the corner, grabbed her by the arm, walked her straight through the kitchen, right to the very back door, told her she was done working there, and that's enough is enough. You cause enough chaos and mayhem.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because the guys went back out and started cleaning up the mess they made right away. They just
they knew.
Oh, they knew. Yeah, and they didn't get fired or nothing. They expected to be fired, but they were going to clean up their mess.
Regardless.
I gave that to her. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Because she was something else. I never had no problems with her because I never had to deal with it.
Yeah.
The school she went to, I also had a reputation at that school because of another guy at that school that me and him had gotten into it. So she knew that I wouldn't put up with it. I had a bad reputation. I wouldn't put up with that. So she left me alone. She had no reason to talk to me because I can't do nothing for her.
Yeah.
I mean, at the best, maybe if she would ask me anything, it'd be like, hey, I work this night. Can you cover for me and I'll work this night for you? That would be the only thing she would ever ask me. Is something like that. The other people there, man, she was a tyrant.
Yeah, that's no fun. I had at the same burger place from the first story, had had a different grill guy though. He was actually really new. I guess nobody liked. He was taught how to do grill. He was taught wrong, and they taught him how to do it wrong on purpose. I guess he was just. I was just right out the bat. He was just a douchebag, thinking he was hot shit or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Turned off his trainer.
So what the trainer told him to do was anything you had, didn't matter what it was, jam it down that meat slot. Just jam it down there. Anything it is. If it's like, oh, you missed the burger, accidentally chopped it in half, nah, just shove it off the grill, jam it down that meat slot into the grease trap. It's cool.
Oh,
he's like, well, yeah, because we'll teach you how to do the grease trap later. Going through the day, doing everything wrong and whatnot, like he was taught, quote unquote. And it comes for him to finally leave. Before you left at this place, you were supposed to do like side work. Like you were, if you used meat, or obviously you were going to, you panned up more. Then you would empty the grease trap for the next grill guy, and then go mop something, and then you can leave or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
And so he threw a fit about all this. I mean, everybody did, but he threw like a major fit about it and said, fine, whatever. And then went to go empty the grease trap. And I don't know what he thought. And I'm sure you know what a grease trap looks like. Ours was a deep well. He just went as hard as he could and flung it out of there and just splattered grease all over himself, all in his shoes, all down his pants, all up his shirt, into his face and hair.
All the slosh of it, yeah.
Oh, it was bad. And then nobody felt bad for me either. That was the worst part. I mean, sometimes, you act like an asshole, you get what you get.
Yeah, the way you portray yourself in a workplace, and you'll find in the food industry especially, across the board, being a petty person, I'll say new petty person, yeah, they're gonna get you. They're gonna
definitely
be relentless against you. You also get it on both ways. You also got that one that's been there forever that's just a jerk, and all the new people, they're when the new person comes in, nicest person you ever meet, and they're to treat them like crap.
Yeah,
you
get
get
a few of those people
because I did a lot of industry work. You get that alpha male type syndrome going on in a lot of places, and it is testosterone driven type work where you're just like beasting stuff around. It's all physical, tough, manly labor, I guess, is how you feel, especially in that era, like through the 90s of my working era, is a lot really like that male, go get it.
Oh yeah.
And you'd see them at some of the places I worked, they would be jacked up to this high level, thinking they were the greatest, and all of a sudden, like a good example, it was a printing place, and the guy thought he was the greatest thing in the world on driving forklifts. That's what his job was like, supply the paper to the presses, unload the trucks of the press paper, and throw small skids on trucks that he can't get them on, because a lot of this is local newspaper to college paper prints. Is basically what it is. So they're not in these massive runs like you would a Post Dispatch or something. I'm working there, and the guy's he just so full of himself in his skill levels, and so one day he's out in the back. He's got these rolls, and he stacks them up. Maybe I think they go about 7 or 8 high, which is about 60 feet in the air at the very top. And the lift, what it does is it's a lift that's called a clamp truck, and it squeezes just a little bit on it and the roll, and then you lift it up, because you can't go real tight because it will crush it, right? So just enough, and then you lift it up, put it on top, let go, and then so he's stacking these up, and we're in here, and this is with the press running. These presses are out. All you hear is ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom on a loud basis in a big area. Okay. He's on the air side of a wall from us. All of a sudden we hear boom, loud, like the building shook. Bam! We come running. Our press operators, because I worked as an assistant at that time. I wasn't an operator yet, but I was as an assistant. So me and 2 of the other assistants take off running while the press operators are starting to slow down the press and shut them down to see what the hell, because you just can't dead stop these things. You'll snap, it's a mess. So we take off, find out what the hell's going on, and next thing I know, we get around the corner. There's paper everywhere, like somebody had exploded. It like put like an M80 in the ground just a little bit and lit it. That's what it was like everywhere, but in paper. This thing, he had gotten it all the way to the very top, and him not paying attention, grabbed the wrong lever. Instead of, he went to grab the lever that would lean the mass forward, that's lifted it up in the air to lean the roll forward, and he can set it down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He didn't push the wrong one. Plus, he wasn't close enough at the time either, we noticed. but he grabbed the wrong one and he pushed the handle because it don't take much to start to release that. Well, he gave it a little bit of extra push, I guess, and it clamps opened up quick. Let that thing free fall straight down 60 feet. Boom! It blew because they're wrapped in the type of paper you use in paper bags.
Okay.
That's what's around this thing. Around, because you know what newspaper feels like. And that roll, it was like a 42-inch roll too. So that's a tall roll. 42 inches wide, I guess, is what it is and stuff. And these things are probably about, when the roll's standing up, about I say about 4 feet, 4.5 feet tall.
Okay.
Of a roll. And the core of it is only about 3 inches around. So there's not a big core to this. So that's a lot of paper everywhere. He looked at our supervisor coming around the corner, press operator, because we're howling at this point. We know what happened. Me and the other two guys, press operators, we're laughing our ass off. We stopped, dropped, and fell and laughed. Like, oh, no, you stupid idiot,
Yeah.
And they come around. You can hear him try and come up excuses and everything. Our supervisor of our press operators, of us, he looked and he goes, no, stop. Before you go into any excuse, like you have told us all these years and keep throwing it in our faces that you're the best at this and all this. This is what the best gets us, huh? He goes, next time maybe you'll keep your rhetoric back. And I was like, holy crap. And he goes, now you get to go up and explain to such and such. It was a higher up boss.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Why he just lost a whole roll of this, that, And it was purely because the guy was so full of himself and got so used to everything just goes easy.
Oh, yeah.
He just stopped paying attention. He didn't last too much longer after that either. I think he got in an argument with one of the upstairs guys.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes.
Yeah, because he didn't know how to communicate with people. I think was his problem. I don't think he knew how to just rein it in. It was full blown, everything in your face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just up in there. Oh, when I worked at the pool. Now talking about bad day on the job there. I had a lifeguard. I went up to relieve this a lifeguard at the top of the slide. And what you do is you check bracelets. If it's a 2-hour bracelet, you look to see what time they got it. If it's a ride bracelet, you cut like 10 rides. You cut each slit, on the bracelet until 10 are used. Yeah. Type deal. Well, I went to relieve this one girl, and she wasn't feeling that well. Is why they sent me up there early to take it because I just got off of the diving well, lifeguarding, and they asked me to go up and cover her because she wasn't feeling well at the time. I go up there. She's like, oh, thank you, She hands me the scissors, and she bends down to grab her cup. And she's like, oh, and she gets sick a little bit, right?
Okay.
And she gets, oh, I'm sorry. And she's standing up going, oh, I'm sorry. She's got her towel now. And she goes to wipe her face a little bit with the towel. She leans back too much against the slide and slips over it and right into where the jets are hitting. Right off. And it gets shot. I couldn't grab her in time.
Oh,
she
man.
shot down the damn slide. I went down after to make sure she'd be all right.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to wait from working there. When I did work there at nights, we had used to do things on the slide that you're not allowed to do. So I knew how to get down a slide twice as fast as a normal rider could.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I know how. Like on a water slide, when it's fully running, the water that's going down, the water in front of you keeps you from going as fast as you could possibly go. We used to, when I worked midnights, we'd take a garden hose to the top, put the garden hose and just trickle it and walk up the slides, spitting the water back and forth with our feet, kicking it back and forth to wet the slide. Get up top, standing up, going down this thing. You can stand up with one foot in front of the other and just tap off sides to keep yourself from going all the way out. We used to do it like that, you go flying. Now, we had a buddy, he wouldn't stand up, but when we do that, he'd go down, grab the bar and swing down like you would if the water was on normally.
Oh, okay.
When he did that, he decided to do that, which we warned him against. When he hit the third curve, it decided to throw him on out. He landed in the bushes, because you know where I'm talking about. It had that slight hill. Okay, the hill that's facing towards the parking lot of the gymnasium part.
Okay.
That side of the hill he landed out on from the curve.
Shit.
Because there's nothing in there to slow you down, nothing, and we're just sloshing the water up. So this thing is slick as ice.
Oh.
But the minute it dries, God forbid it. It will. You'll hear that eat on your skin. Yeah, we used to do a lot of. We've had quite a few mishaps out there. We couldn't tell nobody about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shoot, we had one concession stand worker there. She had him and her had a really bad day. They decided to break up on their shifts.
Oh.
I guess this is what I was told is that because I didn't really know they were dating or not now, but I do know the aftermath of argument. I guess I'll say. You know, supposedly they broke up in the middle of the shift, and I guess he had gotten a pretzel. You get a hot pretzel, and you can get dipping cheese with it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he went and got to squirt some dipping cheese into it, and so maybe it splashed on her or something like that, and it started tit for tat type thing, and an argument ensued from there, right?
Okay.
Next thing I know, I seen it. One grabbed pizza. Okay, it just come out of the oven, pizza, and slammed it off the side of his face.
Oh.
And it burning him, right? Then he chucks hot cheese at her. Then they start the barrage of whatever's near them, whatever's laying out there. And it's a concession stand at the pool, served an array of things: hot dogs, chips in bags, you name it. They made sure they supplied it. You weren't short. Ice creams, whatever, right?
Okay.
And it's just a melee in there. The people other concession stand workers, they flat out windows and ran outdoors because these two, I mean, they were after food stopped flying in there. Hot chili, lids, that parts, ladles, stuff like that too. Holy crap!
How pissed can y'all be?
Oh man! Well, they both got fired. Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
For it, but I think it was his dad. The guy's dad was friends with somebody that works for the city and had got those two the job there that summer.
Man.
So, man, I can only imagine how that reflected. I mean, because it was destroyed. They didn't. The concession stand didn't open back up that day. Hell, I think the three workers, because there was 5 people in there. Because there's so much going on when the pool's open. You need that many in there. A couple window because you serve two or 3 windows are open, and then people getting things in the background together too.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a whole rigmarole to this thing. So 3 of them are cleaning. A couple of us went in to help and stuff, and they fired them. It was it was horrible. People breaking into a school to trash it.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what it looked like. Like it was not a food fight. It was like they just went there just to trash the place.
Oof.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, bad day on the job. For everybody involved.
Everyone, indeed.
Now, the pool job, there was where you had more issues, not with coworkers. It was with the swimmers. You always got your runner, the kids that want to run can't swim.
Oh.
And at that pool, had a separate diving well. That's all it was for. It was a pool, the squared pool with 2 diving boards to it. You didn't swim in it. You dove in, swam to the side, got out. The big pool is where you swim. It would never fail. So that's one of the reasons why I hated the diving well lifeguarding it when it was a lot of young kids there. We're talking like from 7 to 15. They get up on the diving board not knowing how to swim and try to jump towards the sidewall.
Oh my gosh.
And the way this pool was set up, it didn't have sides to it. The water was level with the ground. It was a splash over pool. That's what it is. It's a run over. I mean, not a splash over, run over pool is what it basically, all of it is. It's just graded all the way around. The water comes up even. So these kids, they're trying to jump towards the side. Here I am. As soon as they do it, I can tell they can't swim. Well, besides they're hem-hawing around a lot on the diving board. Yeah. And I don't yell at them to jump, hurry up and jump, dive in. I tell them, if you ain't going, get down. Yeah. Now, you've wasted too much time, now climb down. Because I already know they can't swim. I'm going to end up jumping in. And when I see them go ahead and they do run and jump, and the way they do it, there's a way they jump out, and you can see they're turning towards the wall, and their hands are already reaching like they're going to grab the side of it. I'm already jumping in the pool. I'm going in already before they're hitting the ground or the water. That pool's, I think, 17 feet deep is how deep it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's deep. You're not touching the bottom on a dive, off the 10-foot high dive. And I'd have to jump right in, grab the little turds up, take them to the side, get them out. And of course, here comes a second lifeguard because two of us got to be on it when we pull a kid from the water.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not a life and death situation. I used to hate that because here comes the poor person climbing down their lifeguard station, coming all the way over, telling swimmers to get out. There's a couple of times we had clear pools because of it.
Oh, yeah, that's never fun.
Well, the ones that really tick me off are the parents that bring the young ones that aren't watching them coming up to you saying they can't find their child. And the last time they seen them, they were over by the big pool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the big pool's an ocean of people in there. You ain't going to see who's what and what is what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now we got to hit the whistles. We're blowing the whistles. And one of us will get down and make a phone call to the main office. They'll call it over the intercom and tell everybody to get out of the pool. And we got to do a body check. Come to find out, the kid's sitting over in a concession stand with a buddy talking or something.
Yeah.
Or in the kiddie. It kills you. It's like, I mean, I get the safety part, but it's like, what are you doing? Why aren't you keeping an eye on your child there if you know they do this?
Yeah.
That killed me. That used to annoy the shit out of me. Is parents freaking out and losing their children, and kids jumping in the diving well they couldn't swim, knowing they can't swim. That is a sad thing. But did you ever work with you at one of them other places you worked at, or just a bumbling idiot?
I mean, quite a few different people actually. We had this one guy. We called him the cyber goth or some shit like that. He was just a fucking weirdo, man. And the first day I met him, like when I first got hired on, because this was the second job I worked and everything. He was like, yeah, my name is so and so, and I was raised by wolves. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever, bro. And it wasn't. It's just something throwaway to be like, yo, a quirky one-line opener, break the ice, be cool with the new coworker. No, he was dead serious. He was raised by wolves. He wasn't, but he believes he was.
Oh.
And it was it spirals down and down and down into a bunch of lies that he likes to spew. And little white lies that don't mean anything. Like, nothing would have changed if you didn't say this.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're saying.
You've gained nothing, you've lost nothing. This was for nothing. This dude couldn't get anything right. He said he was allergic to quite literally everything that we used to cook with, so he could not do it. And he also apparently could not read at all. He would look at our order boards and he's like, yeah, I can't read it. It's a bunch of gibberish. And
because it's not spelled out.
No, because it's not something he wanted to do.
No, yeah.
He swore that he could not, he's like, yeah, I graduated high school and all this because I had a reader assigned to me and all this shit. And he was disabled. And we've came to find out that he was lying about all this crap after his parents came in one day looking for him, because he said he was going to work, but he wasn't at work because they were supposed to surprise him. I guess it was his birthday or some shit, and he said he was going to work and then never showed up because he was sneaking out to his buddies. And we all started asking his parents, since they were there, a bunch of this crap they told us. And they're like, why is he telling you all this stuff? This isn't real. Like, we are his parents. He wasn't raised by wolves. He's like, he has a normal house upbringing. We don't beat him. We feed him every day. We love him. Why is he telling you this stuff? And we're like, what the fuck?
Actually, right there tells me you need to take him to therapy, because
like, I understand the embellishing because you want friends, but also
he's trying to get validated. See, he's looking for validation. He needs. I'm not gonna say like therapy, like psych drugs and hooking him up to the shocker. Not like that, but needs a counselor. Speaks to him. Why are you looking for validation like that? What are you lacking that you don't feel validated for?
Yeah,
now, if you want validation for your work ethic and the crap I just heard you tell me, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get validated.
Oh yeah, no. Because and also when he was working things, he would do our truckload. He'd put that away. I don't know how he got that job if he couldn't read, but he wouldn't rotate products either. Come to find out, I'd go into our walk-in for something, and then come out, and then somebody else would go in for the same exact thing after I put it away, and come back with a whole new version of it that was dated 6 months prior that I didn't even know existed.
Oh yeah.
And it was constant like that, and it came to the point where like, yo, can you take his job over? And I'm like, Like,
Yeah.
you hired this idiot. You deal with this idiot. I'm not dealing with this idiot. It's not my job.
Nowadays, it seems like besides they're begging for workers everywhere, it's like if somebody doesn't want to do it, okay, that's fine then. It happens everywhere anymore. It's gotten to the point where when I used to get jobs and everything, you went in. I don't care if you got past your 90 days or not. You went in every day. We're there to prove yourself every day.
Yeah.
Your job was in jeopardy every day you walked in that door. That's how they played it to you.
Yeah.
There's points. You hit them, you're gone. I don't care if you are the best we got on this line or that. Or They didn't play games. That I respected. That's when you knew, well, this guy, here I am, busting my hump every day, showing up on time, and then Joe Schmo over here decides to show up on occasions on time and stuff like that. You do nothing too.
Yeah.
See, there's places like that that have gotten to the point where you hire great workers, you're going to find your good workers leave you. That's where it's getting to. It's getting to a point now where people aren't want to do a ton of work when they can see somebody else that isn't doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's another story if, you know, you're working hard. Here's Jimbo over there jerking around all day. And then the boss comes up, and at the end of that day, Jimbo is let go with a pink slip. Now, okay, I don't feel bad now. You know what I mean? Now I don't feel like, well, why am I doing the right thing and working hard? And he's getting exactly everything I'm getting and doing a quarter of all of it.
Yeah.
And it gets hard, and people get sick and tired of that. And when they walk, you lose good workers. God
that
forbid.
or they start doing the same thing Joe Schmo is doing.
And then
that becomes a cycle too.
Then the reputation of your company starts up big time. There's a couple companies I know that the guys I know, if they get a phone call from that place, hey, this is such and such place, we have a job opening, they'll laugh at me and go, oh hell no, I'm not. No, thank you. And hang up on them. They won't work there because all the things they've heard about it and stuff like that. They're like, no, why would I want to put myself through that abuse? Long hours. The pay ain't very good. They screw up on your hours quite a bit. Yeah, it ain't that they screwed up. They didn't keep you there long enough. Although they kept you there long enough, they just didn't decide to pay you for the hours long enough.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing. Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. Here, I'll get you on your next paycheck. And next thing you know, your next paycheck, they cut you back to 32. So you just got those we'll say 2 hours you lost are now given back to you, but at regular pay. Because you lost them in overtime. They screwed your overtime up. But the week after that, they put you on 32 hours. So here, now you got 34 hours. You know, I'm not saying all of them or anything but there's companies out there that will do that to you. I worked at one place where a guy came out. These are machine operating guys. I'll fire all of you. I forget what the problem was. I'll fire every one of you right now and have a whole new crew in here. He made about 2 phone calls and found out that wasn't happening. It wasn't the reputation of the company. The minute he told him, he called him, hey, you put in for this position, blah, blah, blah. And and they're qualified, obviously, to run the machine. He tells them what the pay rate is. They're like, no, you need to put about $2 or $3 more of that. No, I'm not coming.
Definitely.
I'm not coming for that. I mean, this place has lowball. Probably still does to this day. Lowball their employees all the time.
Yeah, that's not fair.
It is what it is. It's like I was told one time at a place, if you don't like it, go find another job. All right, then. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's honest. What you can do, just keep crying at the same place you're at. That's what you say. You don't like it, go find another job. That or shut the hell up and get back to work. Nobody's holding you here. Now, you may be held there by your situation in life as far as, I got bills that have to be paid because I ain't a big cardboard box fan. And
oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I want to keep the roof over my head and food in my stomach,
Yeah.
If the situation's like that and stuff. But I've seen guys get mad or wet hen on the job and walk right. Everybody he ain't gonna walk right out on them and not return.
Oh.
Not this call later. Oh, I was mad and none of it. I'm done here. Screw this. Goodbye. I'm done. Walk on out. Not act like a jackass. Not turn a table over. Throw a tool. Whatever. Nothing. No, just walked on out, got in their vehicle, went on home. Most likely had a new job right away anyway, knowing those guys. But
oh, yeah.
I watched quite a few different guys just say, all right, then. That's what you want to tell me? The couple times I've seen it, I got to watch the aftermath of, that was a nice thing to say. That really worked out well. Tell them you don't like it, go find another job or whatever, you know. Yeah, well, now you're short a man, and you got told 3 times that Tim Agency was sending you somebody, and the people didn't show up. I'm amazed. Let's see. A guy that showed up every day, did his job, didn't want to hear what he had to say that day, told me if you didn't like it, go get another job, and so he did. You know, that cracks me up when you see that, because then the person's just fuming, and you know that they made the mistake because they start making up, you know, well, he didn't do all that much anyway.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's like, you lying sack of crap. We're behind now. You're watching your production or your lead time or whatever the hell it is go up in smoke. And now you're so mad because you couldn't bite your tongue and not be that jerk for 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now you're out a good worker and you ain't getting nobody in because your temps, if they show up, only stick around for a few minutes and then decide this ain't for me and walk on out. Oh. They're not, you know, we're not committed. It's sad.
I'm just glad that right now where I work, I don't have to deal with temps.
Yeah, oh man. Temping, I don't know what it's like now, but temping there when the economy was up roaring and jobs are plentiful there, when we would get temps at that job I worked at, it show up a couple days. Just not, you see, like some of the guys I worked with, they said, man, most of these guys here, these temps that are coming, because they knew some of the guys, they'd be like, man, they're only here to get some money. They'll be here maybe 2 days, 3 days, or they'll show up until they're told not to, on occasion, late.
Yeah.
Show up, we'll say they showed up not Monday, but Tuesday, maybe worked all day Tuesday, maybe worked a little bit Wednesday and Thursday, not full days, and then they can come back. That happens a lot. And the sad part with that is they leave a lot undone. And they're not telling nobody, hey, I didn't finish this and this off, so you may want to get that done type deal. See, that's what sucks.
Rello Radio Show, Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. DJ CO1.
That's some of the bad days at some of the places I worked I've had.
Yeah.
I haven't had too many happen where my bad days were bad. The worst day I had at work really is just nothing but frustration.
I think it's
other things.
about the same for me.
Yeah, I've never had where I drop stuff all over myself or nothing, or you know, or de-pantsed in the middle of the restaurant.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've had anything bad like that happen either.
Like that. I've always been lucky. But I've watched some people, man, just demise themselves at work on a bad day. One guy, oh, here's a good one. A place I worked, one guy was given a chance to get out of what he started with his mouth. And he couldn't. He just couldn't stop it. Couldn't shut the hell up. Kept running it and running it. And the boss we had, nice guy and everything, kind of cut people breaks all the time. Finally, he said one word. I forget what it was, what the word was he said, but that was it. He goes, you're out of here. You're fired. And we're all like, dude, you realize how far you pushed him to get fired?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, I mean, this guy, he's notorious for letting people get away with a lot. You wouldn't let it go. I mean, he's at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes worth of having a chance to keep his job. And he finally screwed it in the end. You get those ones, they just cannot stop themselves. It's like, I got to demand myself. It's like, you're not losing face. It's your boss. If you messed up, you messed up. You forgot to do something, you forgot to do something. Make it back up, you know? A lot of places I worked, the bosses were cool about it. People just didn't. Well, I don't like being told, dude. That's what the hell happens here. That's why he's in charge. That's why you answer to him.
That's why you have a job.
Do you see how this works?
Like, what the hell?
You know, if you don't want to answer nobody, you got to start your own business, win the lottery.
Something.
Yeah, you know, be a publisher's clearinghouse sweepstakes prize winner, somebody like that or whatever. You know, I mean, you're going to have to make it your own. And I do understand how people, well, they shouldn't be telling us this, that. Rules are rules, follow them. You don't like it, move on. It's a job. Unless it pays an exorbitant pay rate, like these benefits and all this, you can't, nowhere would be able to find for yourself anywhere else. Then, okay, it's time to sit down and figure out why the hell you're not getting along there, or why this or that's going on, that don't come along very long. You better figure out how to keep that job. And
Oh,
how
yeah,
to,
definitely.
And how to make it there with peacefulness. You know, make it to where you don't mind going there. It's not, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I've known guys, especially in my early 20s, guys that got great jobs. I'm talking jobs I'd cut my right arm off at that time in life to have, you know, and be there a year, 6 months, whatever, and 8 months, and piss it away.
No.
It's like, you jerk, you know. And of course, I'd try to get it, but you know, some of them places, it's who you know and what, you know, stuff like that. And that used to get to me. It's like, man, you guys, you don't get it, man. These opportunities aren't gonna keep coming to you. Just because a relative here helped you out on this job, and then maybe a family member over here helped you with a different job. You know, and these are all really good jobs. You're gonna burn the bridge. Eventually, your professional name is gonna get tarnished to where a company ain't gonna touch you.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, they had the cushion job. You're basically showing up. Yeah, you may have to put in a 8 to 10 hour day, or maybe even 12. But in reality of work that you put in is maybe 2 hours, and it's not hard.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's what I don't get from people. Some people, it's just like, man. And I'm talking guys that don't even have like addictions to things, you know, like drugs or alcohol or anything. I'm just talking, didn't want to do it. No, I don't want to go get up that early. I don't feel like, yeah, silliness. It's like, and you can tell it's being young. But it's like, I you know, well, the guys are going, you know, there's this big party and everybody's going to be there. Well, dude, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be there, so it's not everybody. This is not going to be the once in a lifetime happening for you, brother. Trust me. At your age, you're going to see more, but they don't get that. They're like, man, I got to go to this.
Yeah.
And if they don't understand it work, then they'll just, then screw it, I'll quit. Okay, dude. You go ahead and do that. There's that 15, 20, back in my day, $15 an hour job right out the window, because we were getting paid like, I think minimum wage was like 5 something.
Oh,
back then, yeah.
So 15.
Yeah, jumping in at a 15 pay rate. You know, it's like, what? 17, 18. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You know, this is like life-changing cash. This is you in 3 years already in your home, got your truck or car, whichever you want, got your boat or camper, got your RV or RV, you know, 4-wheelers, whatnot. You know, you got that. You can have things in 2 or 3 years, because your parents aren't going to throw you out right away. They're going to let you save money up. There's your home, you know.
Yeah.
Down payment for your home, get your truck, get your cars. You get everything going in 3 years working in a job back then at that pay rate, and still got money in the bank. Savings, you know, it wasn't, and you're not living check to check and stuff, but being young, you want to do everything. That takes up your time. You know, your free time.
Yeah.
Which that's what sucks about working. You know, it's like when you get older, you've gotten past that point, you accept it, you know. But in your youth, man, you want to do everything under the sun, and work is, you can't do it without having a job that you get money to do it with.
Yeah.
But then you get these jobs where all of a sudden it seems like all they want is every moment of your free time.
Yeah.
You got to work 6 days a week. We're doing 7 days a week, but we're only working 6-hour days. Yeah, but it's 7 days a week. You know, yeah, it gets rough out there and stuff. And being young, like people are, it's hard to keep jobs like that. You know, because you want to run out and have fun and drink with your buddies, or you know, go on that trip up north or out west or down south or out east or whatever, you know. Yeah. And stuff, because they get to go. You know, now the friends I had that didn't lose control like that, had jobs like that, did the right thing and went to work and did all that. As soon as they started having vacation time, all of a sudden now they're the ones, everybody's like, man, I want to go with you out there. I ain't got no money to. Well, I'm gonna be going for 3 or 4 days. I took vacation.
Yeah.
So basically, you're being paid out there to play. Yep. You know what I mean? But getting to that point, because I don't know some jobs how long it takes to get vacation time. Yeah. You know, stuff like that. The youth usually don't hold out. But if you can get to that point and then you're like, I got vacation, man. I want to go to the mud bog, and I'll do that for a week straight if I want, and getting paid every day to do it, you know. Okay, well, you got any more?
No, I think I'm tapped.
Okay, well, I think we'll just call this episode 17 a done
Alrighty.
one, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. And I tell you what, if you got any funny work stories, you could always email us. We'd love to read about them. We'd even read them on an episode.
Yep.
We get enough. So this is Dad,
And this is Son.
and we will see you next time on Coffee Bar Stories.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you for listening. This is Dad,
And Son on the Coffee Bar Stories.
a DTZ Entertainment presentation.
Check in every 2 weeks for a new episode. All music was brought to you today by Kevin MacLeod.